Welcome back, everyone. I'm sure you can tell that today is a very exciting day as I have officially, finally reached Town Hall 17. You can see that we do have the 5-day boost here, so that's maxed out troops and maxed out heroes, which is really good because I do want to record some Town Hall 17 attacks. And with this boost, I'll definitely be able to. So expect a new video for the next 4 days here covering different Town Hall 17 attacks. My Fireball is still not a great level, so and a lot of these 17 attacks require Fireball. So, now that I do have the 4-time star bonus, I'm really going to use all that ore just upgrading that Fireball. You can also see that we have a Ricochet, a multi-archer, and a multi-gear going right now, and our upgrades coming. They're almost done here, so I'm going to get those 2 fire spitters starting to be built by the end of today, and in tomorrow's video you'll see that we are going to have a Town Hall 17 base layout, which is really, really exciting. But without further ado, let's get into the furnace attack. Okay, so this is a pretty good base. A lot of supercharged buildings, a max out 17, and the layout is pretty solid. I think that this is probably a legitimate Town Hall 17 layout. What we're looking for here is to take out kind of a middle segment, so I think we'll put the RC over here. This is a pretty good segment that we can definitely clear with the RC. Again, she becomes visible. We use that invis spell. And we're just trying to get these buildings. If we get anything else, that's amazing, and that is just extra. Anything else is extra. Gonna place another invis spell, and so we're gonna get this whole section, and we're gonna have another 2 invis spells to spare that I think we'll use to take out this Inferno Tower and potentially even the Ricochet cannons. The Ricochet cannon is gonna go down for sure. In fact, because this is the side that there's no defenses on this side, I think that this is the side where the Warden Walk will start from. So we got 2 furnaces down. We have a Headhunter here, so we can kind of help deal with this Warden with the Headhunter. Oh, he went right for the Headhunter, actually. Okay, so let's do a Wall Breaker here, get that open. Let's do a Queen here, and let's do a Siege Barrack to help cut off some of these buildings. When this goes down, I'm going to place my King near where that Ricochet is. We'll use an invis, we'll use another invis here, and we'll use the Warden ability to take out all of that. And right now we're looking good. We'll back up our heroes with 4 more of these. We use the King abilities, we start to get in. When that invis tower goes away, I'm going to use the Queen ability. And I'm going to use more furnaces on this side just to get those guys raged. Oh, the Queen went really out of her way. She's not going to go anywhere near that Town Hall. So I think the furnace actually is going to have the Town Hall covered. The Warden might die here, which you definitely don't want the Warden to die, but the attack is looking pretty good to a point where I'm not really stressed. There's our RC. She's going to go in with her ability. And this is looking like pretty easy 3-star. We still have 2 furnaces left. I'm gonna save them. If we need the furnaces, we need the furnaces. We were able to save our clan castle spells and whatnot. But it looks like all the furnaces up there are still alive. All the furnaces down here are still alive. I don't think I'm gonna need another furnace. And then we'll just use a balloon. There you go, so maxed out Town Hall 17. We saw this attack completely clear. I just want to cover this in the replay to really explain what's happening here. The idea is you can see this segment right here, and it doesn't really matter which one we go for. The reason why I chose this one, to be honest, this one probably could have been even better. I was worried about the monolith. Okay, so let's discuss in this replay what you're kind of looking for with this attack. The idea is you want to take out one of these middle sections. The funnel is to get one thing to go one way and one thing to go the other way. So like a hero dive, as we saw, went this way, and the warden went the other way. And we split that by taking out this segment. Now, identifying which segment you want to go for, the biggest thing is you're looking for, defenses that might be concerning towards your warden, and you're looking for, high damaging defenses that are concerning for your RC. So, for example, I see the monolith here, so that immediately writes off this segment, and that immediately writes off this segment. I don't want my RC taking high damage from that monolith, and so that leaves me with this section and this section, and I chose this one obviously because we have the scatter shot versus this one it's upgrading. But yeah, once we split that, we can then put in our warden. We can have it go one way, we can have the troops go the other way, and we saw in the attack, I don't need to show off the attack, we saw in the attack that they do a perfect job. Okay, so I did want to show me actually executing this attack on a Town Hall 17 first before showing you the display of the attack and really going over how to execute it. I will say that I did not execute this attack perfectly on any three of the attacks, so I do really want to hone in and explain how everything is going to work from this screen right here. So first of all, the Royal Champion is going to get the Spirit Fox. I honestly think for this attack, from my experience, and I'm going to do different variants and show you what I think is the best variant for tomorrow's video, just one attack with a replay, I do think that the Phoenix works better on the RC. But I'm just going to talk about what I did here today, and for tomorrow I'll kind of show off the better variant. So the King is going to have the Phoenix, the Earthquake Boots, and the Spiky Ball. The Queen is going to have Frosty with these two abilities. The Warden will actually have Sneezy. Now, as you guys know, I just got to Town Hall 17, so I don't have Sneezy yet, but Sneezy is going to go on the Warden, and the Spirit Fox on the RC. And then the abilities, again, we have the Rocket Spirit. That's a change, and we'll get to as to why. And okay, hi, I'm interjecting in this video here for a second because while editing I came to a surprise that I said that I was going to mention what the Rocket Sphere is used for, and I didn't do that. So just a quick explanation. The point of the Rocket Spear is towards the second half of the attack, and you can see how it's executed in the first attack. Towards the second half of the attack, you place her on the outside of one of these segments that either your Warden or Hero Dive is coming towards, and you're going to beat him to that segment and place her far away on the outside with the Rocket Spear, and she should take out a whole segment with the Rocket Spear and then go in. The reason why you have the Spirit Fox is because she should then get protected when she goes into that last segment. The way that I see it though is if you have the Phoenix on her, she'll take out a segment with the Spear, then she'll go into the final segment that she needs to deal with, because that's when you're going to place her down, usually when there's only 1, 2, maybe 3 sections left, and she'll go into that last section and she might die, and whatever, she'll have another 8 seconds of attacking with that Phoenix. So yeah, I definitely think the Phoenix is definitely better there, but that's the point of the Rocket Spear. Back to the video. The Fireball and Rage Gem, that's completely different. So what is happening is we are looking for a middle section that we can clear using the RC charge, and that way we split the base into 2. That gives our Warden and the Warden Walk to go one way, and that allows our heroes to go another direction. So it starts off with the Royal Champion and a Furnace. That was something that I missed. I wasn't using Furnaces as frequently as I should have been. So it's RC with a Furnace. Then when the middle is finally split, you're going to recall her. The important thing about this attack is you want your RC to have a lot of health going into the second half of this attack. So there's really not, if you only happen to use 3 invis spells to clear out what you need to clear out, totally fine. You do not need to use all 5 invis spells, but you do have the room to use 5 if you need. If you're doing a base where you're like, I'm really going to need 3 invis spells to guide the fireball, then only use 4 invis spells. Kind of just read and react what you need to do. If you happen to take out the section that you want and the RC is still high health and you have another invis, get some extra value. So again, read and react what is happening in the attack and what you want to do. But you want to save at least 2 invisible spells. And then the idea is look for a section that has high value. Now, especially at Town Hall 17, a lot of these better bases are usually going to have the Town Hall in the middle with a lot of value. And so most of the time it's split the middle, invis the segment in front of the Warden, and Fireball in the middle. Sometimes the middle will just be the Town Hall, and then there will be 2 segments on like the outer sides that are very valuable, and so sometimes you're fireballing those. Just again, read and react what area has the most value for the fireball, where the fireball can actually also take out the buildings. That's important. You don't just want to look for like, you know, high value defenses where your fireball isn't even high enough level to clear. You get the fireball in there. You can use 2 earthquakes. You have 1 in the clan castle. Another thing is you want to use the siege barrack to clear the outside buildings to send your hero dive inside. That's very, very important. And also use the earthquake boots plus the spiky ball to continue to help funnel your king in where you need him. If he goes on the outside, for example, and takes out some trash buildings, use that ability a little bit earlier, because the spiky ball will go in front of him, take out trash buildings in front of him, and actually send him probably to the center. And if he's already in the center, sometimes he'll kind of move towards the outside, and again, you can just use the ability to help guide him inside. And then the last thing to cover here is the 3 spells we have in the clan castle. Why do we have 3 different spells? I think it should be pretty apparent. The poison is obviously if the clan castle has some troops in there. I will say that you can get the clan castle with the fireball, and you should honestly, if there's enough value there, try for that. But there's not always enough value around the clan castle, and sometimes you just have to deal with the troops. So we have the poison, we have the skeleton spell for the hero dive. The warden is going to stay alive because he has healers, but the king and queen are going to take damage, and we want to keep them alive as long as possible. So the skeleton spell helps with that, whether you use it on a monolith or a ricochet cannon. You can also use it on a multi-inferno because those things destroy the fire mites. So sometimes using it on a multi-inferno to distract it from the fire mites is good. And then we have a 3rd earthquake. I had this in just because my fireball doesn't do enough damage. Now my fireball is a high enough level where these 2 earthquakes are doing enough, but so you can replace it with another skeleton spell if you want, or another invis, whatever you want. Or just use 3 earthquakes. You can, even if you don't need them, you can still get that extra damage on higher HP stuff and whatnot. But again, this is what the attack's going to look like. It's going to be slightly different, but there will be more videos on this attack, so it will be adjusted as these videos go on, so you'll get an idea. But with that said, we'll get into the second attack of the video. Okay, so this is a really good base to demonstrate this attack on. It's not a maxed out 17, but even if it was a maxed out 17, had supercharged and whatnot, if you executed the attack the way that I'm going to show it right here, it'll work no matter what. My heroes are high enough level. They're going to make it out with plenty of health. I'm going to start it from up here, and I'm going to take out this section. This core has a ridiculous amount of value, and that's where I'm looking right now. That's where the fireball is going to go. So for right now, I just want this middle section. And so she will grab everything in the middle there. Hopefully she goes this way. Okay, she can go to the middle. That's totally fine. We still have 2 more invises here, so we are going to use them. This is 1, and we'll use 1 more a little early to kind of get those boots to really take out these. And there we go. So we can do the warden up here. Boom, boom, boom. We'll do 1, 2 furnaces up here. We'll do the queen over here with the siege to take out these buildings and send the queen in this way. And you'll see what's going to happen. So we're going to take out this section. That's when we'll use the invis to get the fireball in there. We're going to use the king to go in here. When he gets in here, we use the ability to make sure that he goes into the core, get the queen into the core as well. We'll use 1, 2 more furnaces here. And boom, there goes the king ability. We have to save our invises here to use the warden ability. The warden ability can go down pretty soon here. There we go, boom, boom. And we'll use the warden ability, and there you go. So it goes right for the core, and it does so much damage in that core. I'm still not able to take out a multi-archer tower, though, sadly. We'll throw a few furnaces on this side with the queen and the king, and then we'll throw our RC down in this corner and use her ability early here. We'll even throw down 2 furnaces to help her out. Really, a non-supercharged ricochet cannon does not one-shot the fire mites, which is pretty interesting. And we are looking tight on time for sure, but I think it's going to happen. I do not think that we are going to have a problem here, because I think the furnaces on this side are doing a great job of putting in the work. The fire spitter goes down. The bomb tower, everything else is going to go down a lot sooner. So far, I mean, there it is. This is not the best base to show it off on, just because it was a little under leveled and it was not too difficult to 3-star because of that. But again, we're just trying to show off the funneling and the execution of the attack, and I think that was great funneling, great execution. It really showed it off very well there. Okay, so here we have almost a maxed out 17. I think honestly his builder hut's the only thing that's not upgraded, which is a little odd. But again, we want to cut off the middle, split everything, and get that fireball in, so we're good. So I'm thinking that this is the middle that we want to section off, and the fireball is looking most valuable in the core on this base. Spirit Fox immediately going to go down. The Spirit Fox does a horrible job sometimes getting into these invis spells, and it's really upsetting to me. The biggest thing about this attack, by the way, is we don't need that much value with the RC charge. In fact, we need the Royal Champion to stay alive. So don't stress about, you know, getting so much with the RC charge. It's not like other attacks where it requires you to get a lot with the RC charge. So let's get our king in, which is actually going to prove to be fairly difficult because of, oh, maybe not. The second that Dark Barrack goes down, there we go, the king can go in. I'm going to use the queen ability early because the ricochet is completely locked on, and I don't want her taking that much damage from the ricochet. Once this ricochet goes down, we will boom, boom, and boom. And we will double earthquake that. And that did a lot. It is pretty upsetting that I'm not able to get the town hall yet, just because of the level. We'll place 4 furnaces up here, get those guys into the core, and a few on this side, and then we'll place our last one on this side to help out the heroes. Still have the RC. She still has her ability. We're definitely going to do that soon. I would probably say from either where the king and queen are, or I would say from over here, honestly. It's probably a good idea. There you go. We'll use the ability there. So we'll take out the mortar, take out that air defense. I was kind of hoping she would go this way. Okay, she is. She's going to help out with that wizard tower. You can see our biggest enemy here being the multi-inferno. That thing does a lot of good work against this attack, let me tell you. A concerning amount of work. Obviously, the best thing to do is to overwhelm it. It's getting overwhelmed, and it will go down. And this will be a pretty easy 3-star. No problem with time, anything. There you go. A nice supercharged high level 17. Hey guys, having to interject one last time within this video, realizing that I never left an outro at the end of the video, so I just want to say thank you guys for watching today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it wasn't the best and perfect execution of the furnace attack. For tomorrow's video, it's just going to be one attack where it's going to be really good execution, and I'm really going to explain what's happening in the attack so that you guys really get it. Also, if you guys want to leave comments down below of any ideas you have, any attacks you guys want to see, let me know. I'm definitely willing to cover some other stuff. And with that said, thank you guys for watching today, and I'm excited to see you guys tomorrow.